Okay, it's July 16th, 2013, and a couple things have happened. At work, I've discovered, my work listening stuff. I found some cool Brian Cox videos, and then I found some CERN videos about extra dimensions. And apparently there's a TEDx CERN, and some other TEDx films that I found. You know, TED, T-E-D, the videos from that group. It's interesting stuff. And then over the weekend, my wife and I went to the Clark Planetarium, and there was this very obese person there with darker skin, whose ancestors more recently came from Africa. Although I guess everyone's in Africa, and everyone came from Africa if you just go back far enough, right? But anyway, what would now be called an African American lady, or a black American? There was a security guard kind of hanging out in the gift shop, and this lady. Well, anyway, then about 5 minutes after that, I noticed this security guard arguing with this lady, and then she said, "You're a racist," and then he said, "You're a racist too." And anyway, the security guard wasn't all that nice to her, but I'm not sure what the background was of all that. But then I realized that Trayvon Martin, the killing of Trayvon Martin, and George Zimmerman have been in the news. And let's see, a moment here. And so, anyway, I thought I would comment a little bit about Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman. And so there's kind of multiple things going on all at the same time, basically. And one thing is that when people go around with hoodies, they do kind of look like gangsters, especially at night. So if you're wearing gangster paraphernalia, people might be more afraid of you, okay? And so, yes, people have a right, teenagers, to go around with hoodies and with backward baseball caps. Yes, but it's not really advisable. So, if you're a parent and you're allowing your kid to go around in a hoodie, I think you should maybe stop, okay? And so anyway, if that's what you're allowing, maybe you should stop doing that, huh? Inadvisable. Stupid. And next, it's true that the South has a history of oppressing black people. But on the other hand, was George Zimmerman afraid, and were his actions justified based on past experience? Now, so you have to ask the question, was there ever a person of African descent, more recent African descent, who has engaged in criminal activity with a hoodie? Is the answer to that question yes or no? Since we know the answer to that question is yes, it's true that a young boy is dead, in rather unfortunate circumstances, and that gated communities should have their own security and not have to rely on like a neighborhood watch situation, people who are trained not to go off the handle. So I think you know, I think George Zimmerman should be in jail for manslaughter. I can agree with that. Um, you know, but on the other hand, I don't think there's, I think that people should not encourage their children to wear hoodies or backwards baseball caps. And saying that doesn't discount the fact that George Zimmerman should probably be in jail. Yes, it's also true that you shouldn't allow your kids to go around in gangsta uniforms, And so, anyway, so I can see both sides, but so I agree that Zimmerman should be in jail, but also, letting your kids act like gangstas, even by dress, is no good either. Okay? So that's that.